All right, if you've got a Garmin watch, you've definitely seen this number staring back at you, the body battery. But what is it really trying to tell you? Let's dive in and unpack the data behind this, well, this sometimes fascinating and sometimes super frustrating feature. Oh, you know this feeling, right? We've all been there. You wake up, you feel fantastic, you're ready to crush the day, and then you look at your watch, and it hits you with this devastating news. Your body battery is at a 5. A 5. It makes no sense, and you start to wonder, what is going on here? Can I even trust this thing? Okay, so let's solve that mystery. To understand why you might get a low score on a day you feel great, we've got to crack the code first. What is the body battery, and how on earth does Garmin come up with that number anyway? So here's the deal. The first thing you need to know is that the body battery isn't just measuring one thing. Nope. It's actually the result of a pretty complex algorithm that's crunching 4 key pieces of data: your heart rate variability, or HRV, your stress level, how well you slept, and, of course, how active you've been. And this is probably the most important thing to remember. The source material is super clear about this point. The body battery is an estimate. It's meant to be a helpful guideline, a way to kind of visualize your body's energy reserves, and this is a big but, it is not, and I repeat, not a medical diagnosis. So what do the numbers actually mean? Well, it's pretty straightforward. If you're anywhere from 75 to 100, you're in the green zone. Your tank is full. You drop down between 50 and 74, you've got moderate reserves. But once you get below 49, you're running low. And anything below 25? Yeah, you're pretty much running on empty. All right, so we get the scores. But the real insight, the real magic, comes from watching how that number moves up and down throughout your day. Let's take a look at the patterns of what actually charges you up and what drains you. It's a pretty simple tug of war, really. On one side, you have the things that charge your battery. This is mostly going to be high-quality sleep and, those genuine moments of rest during the day. On the other side, everything that drains it. Your job, mental stress, physical activity, basically life. But here's a really cool little detail from the source. That killer workout you just did, yeah, it's going to absolutely tank your body battery score for a few hours. But, and this is key, if you train consistently, you're actually improving your body's overall resilience. You get better at recovering, which means you get better at recharging in the long run. Pretty neat, right? Okay, we get how it works. But now for the million-dollar question. Is it actually helpful? Let's break down the pros and cons, how this little number can be a huge help, and how it can sometimes get in the way. And look, when you use it the right way, the benefits are pretty awesome. It gives you an objective number for that vague feeling of just being tired. That can help you train smarter and avoid burning out. It shows you the real impact of a bad night's sleep, and it can be a great little alarm bell telling you when your stress is getting too high and it's time to take a break. And this is the key takeaway. The real power here isn't in obsessing over today's score. The source makes it really clear that the value comes from watching the overall trend over days and weeks. Are you consistently recharging, or are you slowly sliding into a deficit? That's the important pattern to watch. But then, things take a really interesting turn in the source material. After getting to know this tool inside and out, the author made a really surprising choice. He decided to completely ignore it. This is his personal story of data overload. This quote right here, this is the heart of it. The tool that was supposed to be empowering started to feel controlling. He felt like he was being dictated to by a number on his wrist, and that started to have a really negative psychological effect. He started to feel like seeing that low number in the morning was just setting him up for a bad day. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It stopped feeling like helpful data and started to feel more like, in his own words, an unreliable fortune-telling that was predicting a bad day before he'd even had his coffee. But here's the thing. He didn't just throw his watch in a drawer. No. Instead, he just shifted his focus. He decided to pay attention to other metrics that gave him more direct, more actionable feedback without all that psychological baggage. So what did he do? It was actually a pretty simple shift. He completely stopped looking at the complex, estimated body battery score. Instead, he started paying really close attention to 2 much more immediate data points: his real-time heart rate and his real-time stress level. And why did this work so much better for him? Well, because the feedback was instant. It was real. He could literally see his stress score spike when he was stuck in a traffic jam and go, "Yep, that's accurate." He even noticed his heart rate shot up when he was eating too fast. And that became a direct, in-the-moment reminder to just slow down. It was feedback he could act on right then and there.
So when you boil it all down, here's where he landed. The body battery, it can be a pretty good guideline for spotting those bigger weekly trends in your energy and recovery. But for that daily, in-the-moment awareness that helps you make small, positive changes, he found that real-time heart rate and stress levels were just way more powerful.
And that whole journey really brings us to the final big question we should all be asking ourselves about our own health data. Are these numbers actually helping you live a better life, or are you starting to live your life for the numbers? It's a really powerful thought to end on.